Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We're doing something a little different off-site, not at our normal location. Kind of abnormal for our beer selection as well. On our website, microbeerreviews.com, we call it our not-so-micro beer reviews. We picked up a bunch of massive cans. This is the Foster's oil can. We did a Modelo, I think it's called the Clamato Bud Light can. Something I'd never seen before. Bought them all at grocery stores. Just did something a little different. Anyway, so this is the Foster's oil can. This can is very distinct in its color. It's bright blue label. The big F for Foster's. The kangaroo obviously is on here as well from Australia. And this is a really cool can because most cans aren't shaped this way. It's got a big wide mouth on it. It's a little shorter than most of the king cans. It is 25.4 ounces, which is 1 pint and 94 fluid ounces. So a little different than any other size can too. So the oil can is kind of unique to Foster's. I did not know this until I did the research. Foster's beer has been around since 1887. I'm going to repeat that. 1887. That's insanely old. Most beers, U.S., but definitely when you go over to Europe, they've been around that long, but most aren't still in massive existence and distribution like Foster's. I will admit, before I go into the beer, I've always thought that Foster's was the beer you get when you go to the Outback restaurant. Outback is the Australian steakhouse, and I always get Foster's when I go there. Typically don't ever buy it other than that, but I know a lot of people do. It's been in the U.S. since 1972, so we're going on, I guess that's a little over 40 years. What's neat about it is it talks about how the Americans, not the Australians, nicknamed this the oil can because of its shape. So I thought that was kind of cool. The U.S. citizens had a little bit to do with the kind of marketing and labeling of the product. That's about it. It says it is brewed with hops that are grown in products of Bushy Park, Tanzania, and Australia. They talk about the brewing process tries to preserve the freshness and the sweetness. Said the secret yeast does not produce a sulfur harshness that some of the other beers in this class can exhibit. So the beer itself, it's pretty simple to describe this beer. They call it a bright golden color ale with a creamy foam head, moderate aroma with a malty character. It's 5% alcohol by volume, and they talk about having a clean hop finish. The way I look at this beer, and always have, is it's a really crisp, clean, filtered beer, nice, effervescent, foamy white head. It's easy to drink. It's got a nice hop flavor to it. It's got a little bit of a malt background to it. It doesn't have a ton of alcohol to it, which is good. It goes great with food because it doesn't have a lot of overpowering flavors on any end, and it's just a good beer. It's easy to drink. It's clearly filtered. People that even don't like beer like Foster's, especially when they go to the Outback for some reason. Steakhouse, that is. That's it. So you can see how it pours. It's crystal clear. Not a ton of carbonation coming from the bottom. Definitely has, I don't know any other way to say it, a very unique Foster's smell to it. Foster's to me just has this smell. It's a malt hop mixture that I think only Foster's has. And there's no other way for me to describe it other than that. Open a can, you'll see what I mean. And I think, here again, Foster's is a unique beer. It's got a flavor you can't describe unless you try it. It's just like Heineken. I think Heineken has kind of a European flavor to it, that kind of, what most people call that skunk background to it. No other beer has. Foster's is the same way. Doesn't have the skunk background to it. It's got that malt hop mix with some sort of other kind of characteristic flavors. It's just easy to drink and what you're used to having when you have Foster's. So we don't typically grade our not so micro beers, but just to be fair, I always give them a grade. Like I told you, I would buy it again, which means I'd give it at least a 3 out of our rating scale between 1 and 5. I always get it when I go to the Outback Steakhouse, which means it probably bumps up a little bit, maybe to 3.5. It's very reasonably priced in the U.S. I get this, I think I bought this can. This entire can was like $3, which is insanely inexpensive in my opinion. And you can buy a 6-pack for like $8, I think. $7 or $8, which is extremely inexpensive. So anyway, check it out. Try it out. If you haven't tried the oil can, it's just worth the experience. Let us know what you think about Foster's premium quality beer. And we appreciate